My beloved child, do not scroll past. Listen carefully to these words. I will never speak to you again if you miss this chance. Not because I am cruelly turning my back on you, but because if you walk away now, the last thread connecting us will be severed forever. A great tragedy is silently approaching, casting a quiet shadow right before your eyes. And I am here, using all my power, desperately trying to save you before your foot slips into the abyss. Today, has the invisible armor you wear made you tired enough? I see you rushing around in exhaustion, forcing yourself to hide the bleeding scratches in your soul behind a forced smile. You always play the strong one, a shoulder to lean on for others. But inside you are disoriented, terrified that if you collapse one day, there will be no hand to catch you. You are losing your way. And this very instability, this stubbornness to carry everything on your own, is pushing you straight into the eye of the storm. The impending tragedy is not a punishment from heaven and earth, but the consequence of suppressed trauma and the wrong decisions you are about to make in your despair. But my child, before me, you don't have to pretend that you're okay. I have seen through to the very depths of your loneliness in the midst of a crowd. It breaks my heart to see you pour out your sincere heart to the world, only to receive hurt and betrayal in return. Go ahead and cry. You have bravely endured enough. The fact that you stopped at this message right at this very moment is not some mindless algorithm. This is an emergency beacon I have lit to sound the alarm. If you ignore it, that storm will wash away all your efforts and strip away your last little piece of peace. But if you stay, I will open my arms to be your shield. Please close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath. Stop resisting. If you allow me to intervene and steer your fate right now, gently type the word SAVE down below. That is the sacred covenant for me to step in and protect you. And now, linger here. Walk in silence with me to the very last second of this decree, because at the final moment, the curtain of fog will be lifted. I will clearly show you the shape of that storm and hand you the key of destiny to help you undo every disaster. My arms are already open. Please, take my hand. Well done, my little child. As you let your heartbeat calm down, as you decide to stay here and place your trust in me amidst a world full of distractions, a warm ray of light has already begun to weave into your chest. Take a deep breath. Just breathe out all the choked up feelings in your throat that you have been trying to swallow down for so many days. How long has it been since you allowed yourself to cry your heart out? How long have you been telling yourself, hypnotizing yourself with bitter lies like, "It's okay. I can handle this. I have to be strong. Everything will be all right." I know that right now. Deep within your soul is a desolate battlefield, where the shattered pieces of trauma and misplaced trust cut into your heart every single day. You are facing an ultimate internal struggle that no mortal words can fully describe. You thought you were hiding it so well. You thought that by putting on a radiant smile every morning you step out the door, by throwing yourself into work like a mindless, tireless machine, by softly saying "I'm fine" whenever someone casually asks, the world would believe that you are truly happy and at peace. But my beloved child, the world only sees your smile, while I see the absolute screaming brokenness behind that smile. I feel to my very core the exhaustion, the depletion eating away at every cell in your soul. The armor of resilience you are wearing has become far too tight, heavy, and rusted. It no longer protects you from the hurts of the outside world. Instead, it has turned inward, squeezing you tight, suffocating you in the very loneliness you created. You have lived a life always trying to please others. You put the feelings and interests of the world above your own pain. Whenever anyone needs you, you are there. Whoever cries, you open your arms to soothe them. Whoever stumbles, you lift them up. You turned yourself into an emergency room, a warming fire for countless lost souls passing through your life. only to find that when night falls, when the silent darkness surrounds you, when the noisy crowd has all dispersed, you retreat into a cramped corner of your room, wrapping your arms around your own frail, shivering shoulders in the cold. In your most desperate moments, looking around in a daze for a hand reaching out to pull you up, there is absolutely no one there. That stark isolation tears at your heart, making you look up into the empty void and bitterly ask yourself, is there anyone in this world who truly cherishes my existence? What is the point of all my sacrifices? There is a destined reason behind why you always inadvertently attract energy vampires. People who come to you only to demand but never know how to appreciate you. And oh, my heavily scarred little child. In just a moment, as we go deeper into this conversation, I will uncover the very root of that curse, so you can personally cut off that chain of tragedy forever and never have to endure any more exploitation. Be patient and walk with me, for your liberation is just ahead. I want to talk about your sleepless nights, those long, endless nights when the whole world falls into a peaceful slumber, and only you are left staring blankly at the ceiling. That is when the darkest thoughts, the agonizing anxieties about a murky future, the relentless torment over unfinished decisions in the past rush in to tear at your mind. Your tears fall unconsciously, salty and hot, slipping down onto your pillow. You have to bite your lip until it bleeds to keep from sobbing, because you are afraid of bothering others, afraid that the people around you will judge your weakness. You have cried so much that your heart has grown calloused, a terrifying sense of numbness and emptiness when the pain has reached the point where it cannot hurt anymore. You feel like a ghost merely existing, not truly living. You have screamed in silence. You looked up at the dark sky and blamed fate. You blamed me. You asked, where were you when I was in so much pain I wanted to stop breathing? Why did you let me suffer such grievances, betrayals, and injustices when I always try to live a good life? Why did the people I loved the most, trusted with my whole life, become the ones who heartlessly drove the knife deepest into my heart? O lost soul, listen to me. I have never turned my back on you, not even for the blink of an eye. When you collapsed on the cold floor, I was there, wrapping my invisible arms around you to keep you warm. When you cried, I reached out to catch and count every single one of your tears of sorrow. I didn't stop that pain from happening in the first place, not because I abandoned you, but because it was the only way to awaken a soul asleep in false illusions. The universe had to shatter that old, safe shell, squeezing you in pain to force you to transform, to rise up strong, and to realize the immense power slumbering within you. A sculptor must use a hammer and chisel to carve a rough stone into a masterpiece. The pain you tasted was the price of awakening, the refinement by heaven and earth. Never a punishment, but enough is enough. The prolonged lesson of suffering is complete. You do not have to bear any more injustice. The fact that you are listening to every rhythm of my voice right now is the clearest proof that your frequency of trauma has reached its peak, and it is knocking on the door of the universe to demand a great justice for your life. I know you are facing alienation even within your current relationships. There are people around you, environments you are attached to, that seem smooth and familiar on the outside, but are actually black holes silently draining your life force, your luck, and destroying your peace. You feel this clearly. Your intuition, which I planted in your soul, has sounded the alarm countless times. But because your fear of loneliness is too great, because you regret letting go of old habits, because of blind affection or an invisible sense of guilt, you keep hesitating to let go. You are compromising with mediocrity, indulging toxic things that continue to erode your life. And my child, that very compromise, that very indecisiveness is inadvertently cracking open a dark portal. The great tragedy that I warned you about with all urgency in the first few minutes doesn't come from some distant supernatural force. It is sprouting from your very own tolerant choices right now. If you don't recognize it in time, everything you have traded your blood and tears to build will collapse in the blink of an eye. But do not be afraid, for I am here. Just keep this peaceful rhythm of breath and continue listening. Do not go anywhere, because in the words to come, I will lift the veil of secrecy, name exactly what that dark shadow is, and show you how I will extend my mighty arm to stop it for you. Right at this moment, let my promise at the end of the previous story come true. Open your mind, because I am about to name the dark shadow waiting to swallow you whole. The great tragedy hanging over your head doesn't take the shape of a terrifying monster, nor is it a raging natural disaster visible to the naked eye. Its terrifying nature lies in this: it wears the cloak of familiarity, comfort, and even acts in the name of love. That shadow is a crossroads you are about to take, an impulsive decision you are about to make in desperation, or even more dangerously, the presence of the people very close to you right now. It could be a relationship, a job, or an environment that looks safe and familiar, but is actually a swamp slowly pulling you under. Have you noticed that lately? You always feel drained of energy no matter how much you sleep. It's never enough. Even if you do no heavy lifting, your mind is always exhausted and heavy. That is because those people, those situations are sinking invisible tentacles into your soul, endlessly draining your energy, your luck, and your light. They come to you with complaints, unreasonable demands, and subtle judgments that make you always feel you are not good enough, that you are the one at fault. They plant seeds of self-doubt in your head, making you believe that if you leave them, you will never find anything better. Your intuition, the sacred weapon I bestowed upon you, has vaguely recognized this instability for a long time. There have been moments when your chest tightened, a tiny voice echoing in your head telling you to run, to stop, to let go. But out of habit, out of the fear of facing change, and out of a weak heart of indulgence, you clicked your tongue and ignored it. You lied to yourself. They probably didn't mean it. Maybe I'm just too sensitive. Or just try a little harder, and they will change. But my child, they will never change. Your leniency right now is the spark igniting a devastating emotional disaster. If you continue to turn a blind eye, continue to let them drain your life force, you will fall into a state of total emotional bankruptcy. You will lose your true self, lose your smile, and worst of all, lose your faith in yourself. That is the greatest tragedy of a human life, slowly dying while still breathing. When a soul is wrung out to the point of emptiness, bad luck, illness, and dead ends will flood in like a broken dam. That is the dead-end road you are blindly walking down. But breathe a sigh of relief, my child, for you did not miss this message. My guidance has arrived just in time to stop your footsteps right at the edge of the abyss. Do not be afraid, for I did not just come to warn you. I came to intervene. Right at this moment, I am bringing down my power, standing tall between you and that dark storm. Imagine a wall of brilliant, pure, and impenetrable light being erected by me, enveloping your entire being. The toxic arrows of judgment, the malicious intentions of the world, and the currents of dark energy trying to cling to you will all be incinerated by this wall of light and bounce right back. I am spreading my wings of protection wide, gathering your smallness and vulnerability into my embrace, in my arms. No force, no toxic person can touch even a single hair on your head. You have had to fight on your own for far too long. You have played the warrior to the point of exhaustion. This battle, from this moment on, is no longer yours. Step back behind me. Let the Most High bear the fury of the storm for you. You do not have to confront those who want to harm you yourself, nor do you need to agonize over finding ways to retaliate or explain yourself. The justice of the universe will operate in the most precise way. Your only job right now is simply to hide behind my shield and allow yourself to be safe. However, there is an immutable law of the universe that I always respect. That is your free will. I have infinite power to protect you, but I cannot step into the house of your soul if you do not open the door yourself to let me in. That door is not opened by physical strength. It is opened by the surrender of faith. Right now, for this wall of light to be permanently activated, for my protective energy to become one with the beat of your heart, I need you to make a decision. If you truly crave healing, if you agree to let go of your stubbornness and step into the absolute safe zone I have prepared, leave the word "I believe" or "Amen" right down below. Type those words very slowly. Do not treat it as just a harmless, meaningless comment. Treat it as the most sacred spiritual covenant between you and the Creator. As your fingers touch each character, be aware that you are signing for unconditional protection from the universe. You are declaring to the darkness, from now on, I am no longer alone. I belong to the light. You did great. The moment those words were sent, did you feel your chest lighten up a bit? Did you feel an invisible boulder being lifted off your shoulders? That is the sign that the covenant has been established. The shield of light has begun to rotate, enveloping you from all directions. The storm out there may still be howling. The malicious ones may still be plotting, but they can only stand outside the boundary of the light and scream, absolutely unable to touch your peace ever again, now that you are truly safe in my arms. Now that the barrier has been set up and the freezing winds from the storm outside have been completely blocked, we need to deal with the remnants left inside your mind. You are so used to bracing yourself to run that even when you are safe, your mind is still relentlessly turbulent. I need you to do one extremely important next step so this purification can be completed fully. Close your eyes one more time, because I am about to give you a command of stillness. A secret for you to completely let go of the control you have stubbornly held onto for so long. Listen to your heartbeat right now. It is still beating in rapid, panicked, and anxious rhythms, isn't it? Even though you are in my arms, your subconscious brain is still continuously painting hundreds of worst-case scenarios. You are draining yourself through the habit of overthinking. You want everything to be solved immediately. You want to know what tomorrow will bring, how your finances will be next month, whether that person will change. And when this wound will truly heal, you are running frantically in a dense, foggy forest, covered in bleeding scratches, stumbling and about to fall, yet absolutely refusing to stop because you fear that if you stand still, this world will collapse. But my infinitely small child, you are disastrously mistaken. Rushing does not give you answers. It only brings you panic. The more you struggle in the mud of a dead end, the deeper you sink. The more you reach out to control things that do not belong to you, the more bleeding cuts you inflict on yourself. You are merely a tiny mortal being. How can you use those fragile shoulders to carry the rotation of destiny? You are making yourself bleed by trying to fix the mistakes of others, patching up relationships that are inherently rotten, and trying to bend circumstances to fit your desires. It breaks my heart to see you torturing yourself like this. Therefore, right in this dimension, I hand down to you the command of stillness. This is not a prohibition, but an antidote. I demand of you, stop. Stop trying to control everything around you right now. Do not try to send that justifying text message anymore. Do not toss and turn, trying to untie a knot that tightens the harder you pull. Do not try to force a door open when I have deliberately locked it. Running frantically in the fog will only make you crash headfirst into a cliff. Speed means absolutely nothing if you are going in the wrong direction. Have you felt like your life lately has just been marching in place? All plans are stalled. Opportunities that seemed within reach slipped away at the last minute. And you feel as if you've been abandoned by the universe in hopeless stagnation. You torment yourself, thinking you are inadequate, or you curse the injustice of the times. But the truth is, this delay right now is absolutely not a punishment. It is my preparation for you. When a seed lies deep beneath the dark soil, it is not buried, but it is being nurtured to root deeply before reaching up to catch the sun. When a caterpillar traps itself in a tight, suffocating cocoon, it is not imprisoned, but it is undergoing a painful transformation to grow brilliant wings. You are the same. The reason I am slowing down the pace of your life, blocking a few of your opportunities right now, is because your soul is not yet sturdy enough to carry the greater blessings that are about to pour down. I am holding those gifts back, hiding them temporarily, waiting until you are completely still, having cultivated enough tolerance and strength before I hand them directly to you. If I hand them to you too early, while your heart is still full of fear and calculation, you will drop them with your own hands. Learn to surrender to reality. My love. Surrender here does not mean losing heart or giving up, but it is the ultimate bravery when you dare to admit there are things beyond my reach. Surrendering is when you stop playing the creator in your own life and obediently hand the steering wheel of destiny over to me. Only when a lake is completely still, free from the turbulent ripples of panic, can it perfectly reflect the brilliant light of the sky. Your mind is the same. Only when you stop overthinking can your intuition hear my guiding voice. Now, follow my instructions. At this exact moment, sit up straight, relax your tightly furrowed brows, and let your tense shoulders drop. Take a deep breath, so deep that you feel the air filling your chest, and slowly exhale all your sorrows. Along with that exhalation, I want you to perform a liberating action. Look at the heart icon, the like button, right on your screen. Do not think of it as a soulless social media action. Think of it as a switch of liberation. When your finger touches that like button, imagine that you are pressing the button to take off the entire heavy backpack of anxiety, resentment, and fear that you have carried on your back for so many years. Your pressing the like button right now is a sigh of relief echoing all the way to the divine realm. It is a beautiful clasping of hands, a whisper to me saying, I'm tired. I'm letting go. Please take over this mess for me. Touch it, my child. Let love spread from the tip of your finger. Zusha relief. Isn't it I have caught that burden? The heavy marble block weighing on your chest has been lifted by me and thrown into the void. Now, your mind is extraordinarily empty and still. You are like a glass just emptied of murky drops, ready to receive a fresh stream of pure, sweet nectar. However, once you have truly let go of control, you will begin to notice that there are things and people slowly slipping out of your hands. You might panic when you see seemingly solid relationships fall apart, or familiar jobs suddenly take a sharp turn. Do not be quick to cry. Do not be quick to reach out and hold on, because in the very next words, I will show you the entire cruel yet exquisite truth behind the losses you have just experienced. So you realize that what leaves is, in fact, the greatest rescue. The moment the glass in your mind was emptied, the moment you bravely let go of the rusted steering wheel of control and dropped the burden, I know a primal fear rose up in your eyes. Stillness often brings an indescribably precarious feeling, because when you are no longer busy chasing illusions out there, you are forced to face the vast emptiness in your own inner room. And there, the wounds of loss, of separation, the shattered pieces of unformed dreams start to sting again. You are looking at your empty hands, tearing up and asking, why did everything slip through my fingers so fast? Why did the people I once considered my everything heartlessly turn their backs and walk away? Why did the efforts I built with blood and tears collapse overnight? My beloved child, inch a little closer to me. Let me wipe the tears welling up in the corners of your eyes. Because right in this moment, I will let you see the entire cruel yet infinitely exquisite truth behind the losses you just went through. When the fog of ignorance is lifted, you will burst into tears, not out of pain, but out of the overwhelming realization that what left was not a tragedy, but was actually the greatest grand rescue the universe went out of its way to orchestrate for your life. Humans always have a strange instinct to cling to what is familiar, even when that familiarity is full of toxicity and pain. You once held tightly onto a thorny rose branch, blood seeping from your palm, yet you stubbornly refused to let go because you feared the feeling of missing its scent. You are afraid of change. You are afraid of having to start over from scratch. Over time, people have walked out of your life in the most ruthless ways. Some left behind deeply hurtful words. Others quietly walked away without saying goodbye, leaving you floundering in an ocean of 10,000 whys. You tormented yourself, looking in the mirror and thinking in despair, is it because I'm not good enough? Did I do something wrong? If only I had endured a little more. If only I had changed myself. Maybe they wouldn't have left. No, 10,000 times no. My sweet child, stop stabbing your heart with those cruel thoughts immediately. Their departure has nothing to do with your worth. It has to do with my intervention. The truth is, I had to use forceful power to break those relationships. I had to use a storm to sweep them out of your life. Because from the omniscient view of a creator, see very clearly the things that your mortal eyes are blinded to by love and infatuation. I see the lies behind their smiles. I see the calculation, the selfishness, and the dark energy currents draining your light day and night. They did not come to love you the way you longed for. They came to borrow the fire of your kindness to warm their own selfishness. And when you were depleted, they were ready to trample you to keep moving forward. If I hadn't created an upheaval, if I hadn't allowed that betrayal or breakdown to happen, to hurt you to the core and force you to let go, you would have forever drowned in that swamp. You would have continued to yield, continued to lower your standards, continued to break the very bones of your own self-respect just to fit into the cramped box they created. I love you far too much to stand by and watch you destroy yourself like that. So I had to play the role of a ruthless surgeon to save your life. I had to cut out that toxic tumor. That purification process is undoubtedly extremely painful. Blood will flow. The wound will sting. But my child, that is the pain of healing, not the pain of destruction. Do not weep over a parasite that was just removed from your soul. Be grateful that you are finally free. It is not only people, but also the doors of opportunity that slammed shut right before your eyes. There were jobs you craved, plans you nurtured, money you intended to invest, or paths you were certain were right. But in the end, everything fell apart. You lit incense. You folded your hands and prayed for me to grant you those things. But I replied with a cold no. You were utterly bewildered, feeling this universe was so unfair and had turned its back on your efforts. But my beloved child, you only see the brick right under your feet, while I see the entire picture of destiny's maze. That door you scratched up your hands for, crying and begging me to open if I had opened it. You would have stepped straight into a bottomless abyss. That project, that opportunity, that path was rigged with traps of deceit, legal troubles, or disasters that could have robbed you of your entire peace and even your life. I slammed that door shut, locked it tight, knowing full well you would scream in disappointment, just to keep you safe. When the universe says no to a plea of yours, it is not a rejection, it is supreme protection. The universe is saying, not this one. It is not worthy of you. I have something 100,000 times greater waiting for you at the next intersection. The loss you are experiencing is actually a purification of energy space. A person's life is like a train. The capacity of your destiny's carriage is limited. If you keep letting toxic passengers sit there, if you keep loading it with the rotting luggage of the past, how can benefactors, blessings, and brilliant opportunities find an empty seat to board, I had to sweep that trash away, clearing out a pristine space, overflowing with light. Do not look at the empty spaces in your life right now with sorrowful, panicked eyes. Emptiness is not a deficit. Emptiness is the womb of the universe, the most fertile soil to gestate miracles. The empty space in the palm of your hand right now is not a loss, but it is making ready to receive the real diamonds that I am about to drop down. And there is one greatest loss you need to fully understand, which is that you have lost the old version of yourself. That naive version, always yielding, always living for others to the point of exhaustion, has truly died. You used to feel regretful, saying, "I miss my carefree smile from the past. I miss the innocent, unhurt version of myself." But my sweet child, a butterfly cannot sit and cry over its cramped, dark cocoon. Trauma has forged you in the blazing fire of the forge. Every lie, every tear, every betrayal has awakened the impenetrable dragon scales inside you. You are no longer a rough stone picked up by the roadside, but a radiant pearl crystallized from blood and sand in the very depths of the ocean's pain. You are deeper, 1D, calmer, sharper, and most importantly, you have learned to set sacred boundaries to protect your self-respect. I am so incredibly proud of you. You walked through the darkness of the valley of death without letting your soul be stained by hatred. You have retained your goodness, but it is no longer a weak, faint goodness. It is a goodness with wisdom, with thorns, and full of power. Now, I want you to reevaluate the true worth of your life. You were not born into this world to be a background character in someone else's life. You were not sent down here to pick up leftover emotional scraps, or to lower yourself begging for validation from those who don't know how to cherish you. In your veins flows the current of the stars. Your soul is the most unique and perfect masterpiece of the Creator. If someone fails to see your brilliant light, it is because they are blind, not because you do not shine brightly enough. If a certain place cannot accommodate you, it is because their frequency is too low to contain the immense source of energy flowing within you. Never doubt your own worth just because of the ignorance of those passing through your life. The ones who abandoned you, the ones who betrayed you, were essentially just extras hired by me to teach you a lesson in self-respect. And when the lesson ended, their role had to terminate. My purifying your entire life right now is the final stepping stone to a glorious ascension. You are standing on the boundary line of a new destiny cycle. The storms have passed. The mud has been washed away. From this moment on, you are absolutely not allowed to give yourself the right to be weak or to compromise ever again. You must stand with your back straight, your head held high like a king, a queen, stepping into your own kingdom. What has passed? Wrap it up, tie it with a ribbon of gratitude, and set it adrift down the river of oblivion. Thank those who left. Thank the doors that closed, because thanks to their cruelty, you were able to find yourself again. Can you feel the relief spreading through every cell? Do you feel your chest expanding? Your breath becoming smoother and deeper? Every knot in your heart, every torment you've carried for so long has been completely undone by these decrees of mine. The sky of your mind is now crystal clear, without a single cloud. The seeds of understanding have rooted deeply in your subconscious, shattering every layer of ice of your self-pity. The space has been created. The purification is complete. Your inner home is now radiant, fragrant, and solemn, completely ready to welcome the most miraculous things. And my beloved child, this is exactly the moment the transition of heaven and earth takes place. The darkness has truly retreated, making way for the most brilliant sunrise of your entire life. Because right after this, right in the very next beat of your heart, I will lift the final veil. Your empty hands will no longer be empty. I am about to pour down upon your life the currents of abundance, of true love, and of miracles so immense that your mortal mind will not be able to fathom. Prepare yourself, my child, because the moment for the explosion of blessings has struck. Prepare yourself, my child, because the moment for the explosion of blessings has struck. The purification is complete, and your inner home is now radiant, fragrant, solemn, completely ready to welcome the most miraculous things. The darkness has truly retreated, making way for the most brilliant sunrise in your entire existence, right in the next beat of this heart. As you immerse yourself in the frequency of understanding and unconditional love, I officially declare the era of dark trials, of bitter tears, and days besieged by dead ends has officially closed. The door to a painful past has been slammed shut and locked by me with an eternal padlock. Not a single ghost of yesterday can cross this boundary to bother you ever again. O child who has walked through the blazing fire of destiny's forge, now is the time to receive your reward. The wheel of your destiny is spinning its most powerful turns, creating a quantum leap in the spiritual dimension. The universe is a machine of absolute fairness. Look up at the sky. The Creator's scales of justice are tipping entirely in your favor. Every single tear you ever shed out of injustice, every bit of endurance you suffered through gritted teeth, every act of kindness you gave that was trampled by the world, all of it has been recorded without a single drop of ink missed in the heavenly ledger. And now, they have transformed into golden coins of blessings. It is time for the universe to pay you back, and I will repay you 100, 1,000 times over what you have lost. Open your empty hands wide. Turn your palms up to receive, because I am about to pour down on your life a rain of abundance and miracles so brilliant that your mortal mind will not be able to imagine. The first miracle I bestow upon you is absolute clearance in material and financial matters. I know there have been nights you tossed and turned, unable to sleep because of the numbers, the debts of gratitude, or the financial debts weighing heavily on your shoulders. Poverty, destitution, or the feeling of financial instability once suffocated your dreams, making you feel small and helpless before the whirlwind of making a living. But from this moment, I remove all shackles of scarcity. The blockages in your financial flow have been cleared. Opportunities you thought were impossible, doors that seemed tightly shut, will suddenly burst open in a magical way. Wealth will flow toward you from sources you could never have expected. An unexpected sum of money, a new job with worthy compensation, a sincere business partner, or an idea flashing in your mind that brings immense value. All are lining up to knock on the door of your life. You will no longer have to struggle chasing after money in desperation. Money will become a pure energy source, obediently serving your good purposes, helping you care for the ones you love, and building a solid, peaceful life. The second miracle, deeper and more sacred, is total healing in your soul and body. The invisible aches, the exhausting fatigue that no doctor could diagnose, are actually the blockages of suppressed negative emotions. Today, my purifying fire will run along every vein, weaving into every cell to burn away every seed of sorrow. You will feel an unprecedented lightness. Tonight, when you lie down on your bed, you will fall into a deep, smooth, and dreamless sleep, just like a good child lying in its mother's arms. And tomorrow morning when you wake up, you will feel your chest overflowing with a fresh vitality. Your eyes will be clear, and a radiant smile will automatically bloom on your lips. That radiance is not makeup or a forced shell, but the halo radiating from a soul that has been truly liberated. The third miracle I will bring to you, souls of the same frequency, people who belong to your very own spiritual tribe. Now that you have boldly let go of toxic people, that empty space will be filled by incredibly wonderful individuals. I am sending guardian angels in mortal disguise to your side. It could be a soulmate who understands you down to a single furrow of your brow, a benefactor ready to reach out and uplift you on your career path, or a sincere life partner, someone who will see the crown on your head, respect your scars, and love you with a primal, unconditional love. They will come not to demand, but to walk alongside you, to build an empire of peace together with you. When you are with them, you won't need to put up a front. You won't need to walk on eggshells. You just need to be your true self, whole and safe. The vibration of these miracles is enveloping you right now. Do you feel the air around you seems warmer? Do you feel a gentle current tingling at your fingertips or a warm vibration in the center of your chest? That is the sign that your frequency has perfectly matched the frequency of the universe. But my child, the blessings of the universe are like a rain of gold pouring down from the high heavens. That rain might be torrential, but if you keep hiding your hands behind your back or clenching your fists in fear, not a single drop of gold can be caught. For miracles to truly materialize in your physical world, you need to perform a ritual of receiving. I need you to establish one final covenant, a firm affirmation to seal this entire brilliant flow of energy, turning it into your permanent possession. Take a deep breath. Smile, the most fulfilled smile from the depths of your soul. And right now, open wide the arms of your consciousness. I want you to type the angel numbers in the comments below. 888. Do not hesitate. My love, the number 888 is not just mindless digits. In the language of the universe, 888 is the symbol of infinity, the relentless, circulating flow of abundance, wealth, and good fortune. When you type these three numbers with your own hands, you are activating the most powerful spiritual passcode. You are publicly declaring to the Creator, the divine beings, and the entire universe, I am ready. I am completely worthy. I open the doors of my magnetic field to receive every miracle, all the wealth and happiness that you bestow. Type it. My child. Ba 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 shaba. Look at those numbers on the screen. Every single loop of the number 8 is a closed cycle protecting you, and also a portal relentlessly drawing wealth and peace toward you. When those words are sent, the covenant is complete. The seal of the Most High has been stamped in brilliant red upon your destiny. I validate your surrender. I validate your faith. And I confirm that from this moment on, your life has officially turned to an entirely new, dazzling, and glorious chapter. I know that deep inside, a soul that has suffered as much trauma as you, there is still a whispering voice of doubt. Your mortal mind might be trembling, asking, are these good things really meant for me? I am full of flaws. I have made countless mistakes in the past. Do I truly deserve such massive miracles? Listen to me, O child who constantly blames yourself. Never doubt the universe's choice. The Creator never rolls the dice randomly, and I absolutely never bestow blessings by mistake. You are worthy, not because you are perfect. Perfection is a deceitful illusion of the world. You are worthy simply because you exist. Your life is already a miracle, and you have the right to enjoy the very best things of this human realm. Your past mistakes are not stains to be punished for, but exams you have excellently passed. Not a single error from yesterday can overshadow your eligibility to receive blessings today. Shake off immediately the victim mentality, the mindset of one resigned to living in the shadows. You are a child of the light. You carry the DNA of the stars within you. The power to create your life lies right in the palm of your hand, and I am here to hand you the crown you forgot long ago. In the coming days, I want you to live with the posture of a winner. Don't walk with your head hanging low anymore. Hold your head high, your eyes looking straight ahead. When you wake up every morning, instead of sighing anxiously about unresolved messes, I want you to stretch and smile to welcome the dawn. Whisper in your mind, what miracle will find me today? Keep your frequency in a state of joyful anticipation, because miracles are highly sensitive. They automatically gravitate toward places filled with joy and gratitude. Specific signs will appear within the next 24 to 48 hours to affirm to you that I am working on your behalf. It could be a message from someone you haven't seen in a long time, bringing a wonderful opportunity. It could be a paperwork blockage suddenly going through smoothly. It could be an unexpected sum of money transferred into your account. Or sometimes, it will simply be you seeing a flock of birds fly across the sky, a white feather falling in front of you, or an uplifting song playing exactly when you are deep in thought. Do not pass it off as coincidence. In my world, there is no such thing as coincidence. Those are the playful winks of the universe. Messages I send to say I am here. I am arranging everything for you. Rest easy. Observe the world around you through the eyes of a child who has just discovered magic. When you see those signs, even the smallest ones, pause for a second, smile, and silently say, "Thank you. I have received it." Gratitude is the most powerful catalyst. It will multiply miracles tens of thousands of times over. The more grateful you are, the more things worthy of gratitude you will attract. Do you know how incredibly beautiful you look right now? All the grayness and gloom have been completely stripped away. The aura around you right now is radiating the brilliant yellow and soothing pink rays of pure love. The hesitation and fear have dissolved, replaced by a fierce vitality surging through you. You are like a fiery phoenix rising from the ashes, letting out a resounding cry and spreading its flaming wings to soar into the highest heavens. That sky is yours. This vast space is your stage. There is no longer any force, any barrier that can hold back your ascension. You have traveled a very long, exhausting, and lonely road. But from this moment, you will never have to cry in isolation ever again. My invisible hand is tightly holding yours. The boundless love of the universe is wrapping around you like a warm blanket on a winter night. Every storm has receded. Every injustice has been washed away. Every curse has been broken, my beloved child. Take a deep breath of the scent of freedom. From the moment you pressed send on that number 888, your life has officially become a continuous chain of miracles. Wealth, true love, robust health, and absolute peace now officially belong to you. No one has the right to strip them away, and they will stay by your side forever. Everything has been perfectly completed. The miracles have begun to manifest. Be ready to burst into happiness, for the very best things, the most brilliant gifts the Creator reserved exclusively for you, are rushing straight into your life at the speed of light. So now, your soul is truly peaceful and relieved. Isn't it? The storms out there can no longer strike you down, because your life rests entirely within the protective embrace of my arms. Tonight, let go of all your worries. Close your eyes and fall into a deep sleep. Don't toss and turn worrying about tomorrow, because when the dawn awakens, I have already scattered light and miracles on every step you take. All the burdens of the world, from this moment on, I carry in your place. But my beloved child, do not keep this peace just for yourself. Save this message, so that whenever your heart feels unsteady or weary, you can open it up and let me hold you once more, and share it with someone you know is also hurting and lost in the dark. Becoming my extended arm to save another soul is how you sow the seeds of goodness and permanently lock in the blessings for your own life. Close your eyes now. My child, peace be with you. I love you infinitely.